What's going on, everyone? So a huge blow for Mavericks fans. The Dallas Mavericks, Anthony Davis is going to be out indefinitely. He is expected to miss several weeks. So per Shams, Dallas Mavericks star Anthony Davis is expected to miss multiple weeks with a left abductor strain. Sources tell ESPN his absence could stretch to a month. Hurts, right? Because this is a Dallas team that is a bit behind the eight ball right now, right? And you just traded your superstar, your franchise player, the face of your team. Your fans are just furious, right? You have coaches leaving and departing because you just traded Luka, right? I mean, like, Dallas, even like the governor is like, it's wild. Just the conversation narrative surrounding Dallas. But like, the one thing that could change the narrative a little bit, right? You're never going to replace Luka. You're never going to change what you did with Luka, but you can kind of bandage it a little bit if you start winning a bunch of games and you look like a real contender. And you especially if you win a championship, right? If you win a championship, then you can at least argue and justify it. But you need to build chemistry. You need to build camaraderie, right? Like, you need guys to see, like, okay, what guys work best? How does the starting five look? Like Kyrie and Anthony Davis, right? Can they start building that relationship? Can they build, you saw like the lob and stuff like that. Can they continue to evolve and go that way? And you might be so far behind the eight ball that even if Anthony Davis does come back, you're going to have such a huge hill to climb that you might be too late, right? Maybe you squeeze into the play-in and then you're hoping that, you win a game or two in the play-in and now you're in the playoffs, but you're probably getting smacked in the first round, right? Like, it's just not where they wanted to be, because right now you look at it. They are on a 2-game win streak, which is good, but they are the 8th seed right now. They are a game and a half out of the 7th. They are 2 games back of 6th. They are right now 5 games back of the 4th seed. That's a lot of ground to cover. But here's the other thing. They're only a game and a half back or ahead from just being out of the play-in entirely. And you have teams like, Sacramento, who I'm not really worried about them. Suns, I'm not really worried about them either, but, do they go on a run or something and now overtake you? Possibly. The Warriors just got Jimmy Butler, right? Like, so they could make some noise. They could go on a little bit of a run here. And then the Spurs just got Victor Wembanyama, right? So could they go on a run here? Could they go, maybe squeeze into a play-in seed, right? Like, I'm not concerned about them making the play-in, but it's such a hill to climb, right? It's such a big mountain and hurdle to get. Now, look, I'm a Laker fan, all right? Lakers got to the conference finals being a play-in team. Miami got to the NBA finals the same year as a play-in team, right? So being in the play-in, as already shown, is not a death sentence. And Anthony Davis is one of the guys that was on that team that ended up getting to the conference finals, right? So there is still hope. There is still a shot, but you can't rush AD back, right? And that's kind of what the problem felt like. It felt like, and I get the angst. I get if you're Dallas, like, all the fans are just going crazy. Like, your one hope was that AD comes back, has a monster game, which he was on pace to do. He probably would have given you a 40 and 20 game or something crazy like that. It's very possible, right? But the point is, like, I get the lot. Like, we need something to try to, like, change the fans' perspective, like, to kind of, like, get the troops in our support again, right? Like, and so you rush him back. But the problem is now it's even worse, because now Mavs fans are even more mad. Mavs fans are like, this is why you don't trade for Anthony Davis, street clothes. Look, I'm a Laker fan. I've heard it all about Anthony Davis. Although he has been the healthiest star in the league he's been the healthiest, like, top 20 player in the league the last, 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. So, that's something, right? But it's a blow, right? It's a huge blow to the Dallas Mavericks, right? That now are very reliant on Kyrie. Now, does Kyrie start getting worn down and wore out and stuff, right? Like, and then even if AD comes back, if Kyrie ends up getting hurt or misses significant time because he just is worn out or whatever, or, he's just, let's say he's just cooked, he's just exhausted by the time you get to the playoffs, right? And now you don't have your other guy, it's a problem, it's a concern, right? And, it's just, and even with Dallas, I think Dallas has the potential to be a very good basketball team. I wouldn't be shocked if they held Larry O'Brien. But I have my reservations, right? Like, Anthony Davis, the best version of AD is the best player in the world by far. There is nobody in the league, and I mean Wemby, all of them, you name it. Nobody in the league that at his best can go get you 40 points, 20 rebounds, 7-8 assists with 4 blocks and 4 steals and just completely control and dominate a game from both sides of the basketball. I've seen it, right? I'm a Laker fan. I had him for years, right? I have seen those monster games. I've seen those games where it's just like, dude, this guy is a real basketball player. Like, the guy can do everything. Not shoot threes, hit threes. I mean, you saw it a little bit in that first game of Dallas. He hit a 3. He was knocking down mid-ranges. He was beasting in the basket, taking guys off the dribble. He's so fluid and everything like that. Again, there's nobody in the league that can do what he does and the array in which he can do. Right? Like, so best version of him is that. But I'm a Laker fan, so I know that version isn't always there. And he does take nights off. And he does kind of be a little too passive. And there are nights where it's just like, is this guy the best player on your team? And then you look at Kyrie. Kyrie has always been best as a number 2, not a number 1. So my point is that can 2 number 2s, very good number 2, don't get me wrong, I don't want to undersell these 2, but can 2 number 2s historically come together to be a number 1 and lead a team to a championship? I don't know. Right? But it also doesn't help if you can't stay healthy. It also doesn't help when you're going to be dealing with injuries, and they're not really in a position to rest Anthony Davis that long. If they had Derek Lively, I think it'd be a lot better. I mean, they'll still be okay, right? Again, I'm not saying that they fall out of the play-in or anything like that, but I could see them fall into like the 9th or 10th and maybe end up being too far behind the 8 ball to actually make the playoffs. And now you're a play-in team, and now you got to try to win in a play-in game, which as long as you're like 7th or 8th, I think they'll win at least one game. But you get that 9th or 10th, even if you're the better team, it's one game. So you don't have to be the better team. You just have to be the better team that night. And anything can happen. Like they're playing the Suns, and the Suns just shoot the lights out. Kevin Durant just puts on a Kevin Durant historic game, and Devin Booker's just doing crazy things, and all of a sudden you look up and you lose. It's like that's not what the intentions were. And you're going to have your fans even more furious. Fans are going to be even more upset, more bothered, more aggressive. Right? Because it's like, you did this then. We were just in the finals and then you made this trade. Now we're a play-in team and we didn't even make the playoffs. Right? Like, that's where the concern lies. This is a huge blow. It really does. It sucks. It's very unfortunate. Because, I was excited to see, obviously, again, I'm a Laker guy. But look, I love Anthony Davis. I loved Anthony Davis when on the Pelicans. Right? And he won a championship for us. So I always am supporting him. I always am rooting for him. I want him to see it have success. Obviously not over the Lakers. Right? It's Lakers above everything. But if it's not the Lakers, I wouldn't hate seeing Anthony Davis have some success, right? So, I'm rooting for him, and it sucks. It's unfortunate. It really is. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Disagree? What are your opinion about this injury? Disappointed or upset? Bothered? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So I enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.